Welcome to Fortune Cookies Tarot. This is part 2 of my 2 for Tuesday. In part 1, we did Blake Lively and the whole conundrum she has with Justin Baldoni. So in this one, we're going to do part 2. And we're going to talk about Justin. So if you haven't seen the Blake Lively one, you can go back and check it out. And let me know what you think. My jury is still out on this whole thing. Who's wrong? Who's right? He said, she said, what's going on? But in this one, we're going to cover it in the same format. So what he thinks happened, what really happened, who will prevail, and the yellow brick road reading that I will give to give them a way out of this. So we will be right back. Thanks so much for tuning back in, Tarot fam. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner for over 35 years. In this video, we're looking at the craziness with Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. Now, the news on this lawsuit between the two of them has kind of simmered down due to the LA fires, but I think we've got a little pressure cooker here. Seems like everybody's kind of digging in their heels and they're ready to fight tooth and nail for what they think is right. Justin Baldoni, as I said in part 1 of this video, worked very, very hard to get the rights to this book and the subsequent books so that he could do a series of films. Landing Blake Lively, she's beautiful, she's interesting. I think she's absolutely adorable, and that really a good promotion. She's got a husband that is a billionaire thanks to Mint Mobile, thanks to his sale of Mint Mobile and the Deadpool series. I love Ryan Reynolds. I'm sorry, guys. But I did scant research on Justin Baldoni other than his efforts to secure the rights for this particular work of fiction. I do understand that it was more of a DV focused piece of literature and that was kind of extracted from the final product that did come out. So they kind of softened that a little bit, which I do think that's probably a lost moment in teachable moment in film and literature. But let's see what's going on. We're going to bring up the card view in just a second. But before we do that, please like, share, and subscribe. I've had amazing subscriber growth of late, and I want to make sure that we keep the engine running on that. We get more people in here. We've got a growing, amazing community of really generous-hearted people, and everybody's so nice in the comments. I mean, we got a few haters, but that's okay. I'm from New Jersey. I can take it. But we have mostly a lot of good individuals who are looking for good sound readings. We're not here to beat up on people. We're not here to make fun of them. I mean, some people are just like stepping in the muck all the time, but typically we're not here to beat up on people. So we do want to find what I call the yellow brick road part of the reading, whereas we can explain actions that the individual or subject can take to make things a little bit better or to get their optimum results out of the situation. So I'm going to bring up that card view, hit the like button while I do that, and we're going to make this nice and big so you can see it. So let's go, Justin Baldoni. So what does he think happened? Now, it's my understanding, I did hear a little bit of this, that he may have a condition or a disability of some sort that maybe made him a little bit of an oversharer or somewhat inappropriate. I think we've all met people like this. So let's see what he thinks happened. I'm not writing him a blank check, but sometimes we got to give people grace if they've got a weird personality or a quirkiness about themselves. Grace, she died 30 years ago. I got Gregopedia in the house, guys. If you're new here, Gregopedia is my husband and fact checker. He always knows everything, right?
If I don't know it, it's not true.
So Raven's in the house too. Raven is our border collie. She is sniffing away at my leg because I was over hanging out with my nephew, who is a Great Dane mix named Duke, and he slobbered all over my legs. So be glad that this isn't a full body shot because my leg has slobber all over it. So what did Justin Baldoni think happened in that situation? His mouth got away from him. Page of Wands, Ace of Swords. The words came out. This is forming the words with the Ace of Swords. The words came out. He really couldn't stop them. I think it's curious that even our Page of Wands is covering his mouth there. Page of Wands has great ideas, maybe fires them off, maybe is trying to be funny. In retrospect, he did want to suck those words back in, but only after he was criticized. Here, he did feel completely exposed. And over here with the happy squirrel, it was an excess of excitement. Now, again, I said this in the first one, I'm not writing anybody a blank check if there was some impropriety, but I do think that his intent was not to be creepy and weird. I think his intent was to be affable and fun. And I think he just really didn't hit the mark. Up here, this was a teachable moment for him, but not in the respect of how he behaves in general, but how he would respect Blake Lively moving forward. I don't think he was given the chance. I do think that he made overtures to kind of correct his behavior once he understood that there was some dislike of what he said and did. Again, I'm going to say it twice. I am not writing anybody a blank check if they were improper and behaved in a terrible fashion. I don't think this is an HW kind of situation. A lot of people in Hollywood remember the name HW. He's rotting in a jail cell right now, fat and not happy, not well. I don't think this was something like that. I think this was someone, again, who was trying to be affable and blurring those lines of familiarity. He kind of stepped over the professional lines. Is that a convictable offense? In some cases, it can be. In this case, I think he really was very childlike and just kind of foolish and flip in doing that. I think he got way too comfortable, way too fast. So what really happened? That was his perspective. So what really happened? So we're looking at this third person. Excuse me. Do that. She's eating tissues.
No.
Our dog. That wasn't a person. My dog is eating tissues. They're so much fun.
Okay.
So what really happened? Unassociated, uninvested, third party. What do the cards say? The Hierophant. He wasn't following the rules and regulations. He was out of lines with temperance. He was blurring those lines. He did walk away from the situation. You have to remember when we have the eights here, the eights are a place of stability. I think it was like, pah, 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 like guffawing, and then he walked away from the situation. I don't think he realized how fired up she was until later. I don't think he knew how upset she was until the alleged meeting in the hotel room with Ryan Reynolds, where Ryan Reynolds gave him what for. So the Ten of Wands, in that moment, I think he was aware to some extent, like when she told him, he was aware that she was unhappy with it. But I was just kidding. I was just kidding around. We were just having some fun. Like, I wasn't trying to be like a creep or anything. Like, I just thought we were all family on the set here. And I don't think that she did. So I do think there was a misunderstanding of their professional relationship. And I do think that he expressed his apologies, not so much regret, but apologies. And I don't think I think he thought everything was going to be fine. He didn't expect the whirlwind to come at him. He certainly did not expect to lose the lead actress that he had worked to secure for the role. In his mind, and I will say this is psychic, he thinks that she's perfect for that role. That is the woman that she's some facsimile of the woman that he pictured when he was reading it and when he was writing the script. So, did he write the script for her? Perhaps. But I think she really is the idealized version of that character for him. So, I do think he stepped out of line, but I don't think he did it with any kind of end game in mind, with any kind of intent to damage her psyche or anything like that. So, will he prevail in this situation? Will he prevail? Two of Swords. I think a formal apology is going to have to be issued. I do think that the court system is going to say, you know what, we don't want to deal with this. This is kind of nonsense. Question: does he walk away with the rights? Because that's something that I think Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively want. I think they want the rights. Does he walk away with the rights? Oh. I don't think we're going to get the sequels. Prediction right now, I don't think we're getting the sequels from this, because I don't think that they're going to be able to come to terms on this. I think Blake and Ryan want the rights to this story so that they can finish it with the lead actress in the role. So there's continuity. And I think Justin Baldoni wants to see this project all the way through. There's a really solid tenacity on this. He worked so hard for that. I think it was 5 years that he tried to get the rights to this. So I do think that he is going to fight tooth and nail, and I think he's going to say, "Look, we can do this. We're going to do it together, though. I'm not going to hand this over to you." I think that's really what's going to happen. There's not going to be any agreement on that. So that is unfortunate. So Justin Baldoni, what is your yellow brick road reading? What is the best course for you to get maximized results here?
You get the maximum effort?
I don't get it.
That's a Deadpool.
Oh, maximum effort is a Deadpool line? All right, I didn't get that. So first things first, I think we do have a doctor who steps in and tells them, this impulsivity is a symptom of his condition, and that failure to toe the line as far as proprietary and moral conduct. And I know that sounds like a big word, moral conduct, but I mean in just the ways that you say things. For example, my grandmother had dementia, and she would give backhanded compliments. Like she said to my sister once, "That's a nice skirt. It doesn't even make you look fat." Did she mean anything mean? I hope not. But it's I think it was very difficult. It continues to be difficult for Justin Baldoni to kind of hold the words in his mouth when he's in a situation where he feels calm and casual and can be responsive to peers that are of like age. I also think that Blake Lively made him a little bit nervous because she is so attractive. Not that he's not attractive, and not that he's not surrounded by attractive people, but I think her level of beauty and her place in the Hollywood sphere with her association with Ryan Reynolds, I think made it a little bit more tense for him. Like he wanted to be able to kind of yuck it up on that same level. So I think it was an effort to commiserate in terms of their social status or professional status, professional social status in the Hollywood conundrum that we have. So I think he will regret apologies, express those and say, it's all I can do. I just want to tell this story. I want to get back to work. I do think that we get a doctor that says, yeah, this is, he fires off at the mouth. See that page of wands up there? And then over here, the hermit. I think there is a offer of mediation of sorts, having I know everyone's talking about the intimacy coordinator on the set and that Blake actually had to function as her own intimacy coordinator, but I think that there will be an offer from him, or there should be an offer from him, to have structures and people employed that will safeguard the position of the players in his film. Over here, moon in reverse. I don't think that that's what they want. I think it's going to be very hard. He's really going to have to fall on the sword and assume culpability, which I don't think that he's opposed to doing. But I think he will say, I did do this, but I certainly didn't mean that. Like that wasn't the subtext there. That wasn't, I wasn't trying to, arve anyone. So I do think.
You know what the anagram of subtext is?
What?
An anagram of subtext is butt sex.
You can't say that on the channel. What? Yeah.
True though.
You can't say that on the channel.
Oh, I can't speak the truth?
No, you just can't say that on the channel.
Yeah.
So, at any rate, thanks, Greg. At any rate, so that is my 2 for Tuesday. Let me know what you guys think. I think that everyone has had an occasion where they spoke with too much familiarity.
I just did.
Present company included. Too much confidence, too much familiarity. I think everyone has a moment where they do that. There are very few people that are extremely holding things extremely close to the chest and really being super proper, like Titanic, parlor room, first class kind of manners. So I think that this is a misunderstanding of familiarity. Again, I'm not writing anybody a blank check if there was any impropriety, and we will see when this court case goes to court. When this case goes to court. So Greg screwed me up with subtlety. Subtlety?
No.
What was it?
Subtext.
Subtext. Greg screwed me up with the subtext.
Well, what was the subtext?
It was the subtext of the subtext. So I'm going to sign off now that this video has gone into NCFS. Not safe. I can't even spell that. All right. See you in the future. Bye, guys.